Yo, it's working right on time. Totally wasn't about 5 seconds late. Well, I hit the button on time. I can't tell you about anything else. It's another Friday, so it's another live stream, and this time, hopefully anyway, I do not go overtime. I don't have a whole lot to talk about today. The title is descriptive. It is a Pentium 4 system exploration video with a couple of machines. The first one being this. And as it turns out, you actually cannot see a damn thing. Alright, let's take the camera off the tripod then. Now, I've had these for a while, and I actually did not think I was going to be bringing them inside. But they've been sitting out there, so I said, you know, what the hell. Might as well. They might as well do something. Gives me content for a live stream, pretty much. But, they're not very good cases. I will tell you that right now. I mean, you can look at it and say, oh, it's got 4 5.25-inch bays. That is great. No, this thing is a cheap piece of junk. It's not tinfoil. Or at least it's not that bad of tinfoil. Like, it's actually got some, like, structure to it, but as you can probably tell, actually, you probably can't tell, but there isn't much. So really, it's just a really cheap case. You can see, powered by Asus, if it will focus on such things. Can I get it to focus on that? Yes, there we go. Pentium 4. And the interesting thing is, actually, it's got this little cover over the top of the audio ports, which is neat. Come on. If it works, it's neat. I'm gonna break something in a second, it seems. Come around back. There's no power supply, but we'll fix that. Typical Pentium 4 motherboard. No onboard video, though, so it does have a video card installed. I forget what exactly it is. I knew exactly what these things were at one point in time. You can see that down there, I think, is actually part of the board. Or maybe that's... No, that's probably actually for the case. For the front panel audio connections. So really, not very useful front panel audio stuff. We'll take out the thumb screws. And I've got... On the side panel, we can get the side panel off. And have a quick look. If the camera suddenly falls onto the ground, it's because I'm still using this broken tripod mount. I haven't fixed it yet. Or just bought a new one. And they're cheap enough, I could just buy one, you know, at the dollar store for, like, I think I paid $2 for this. I mean, it's not really much of a dollar store, I guess, but I think I only gave $2 for it. You can see another interesting thing that somebody's probably going to say, dude, that's a nice case. Look at all the hard drive bays. Now, they're not all hard drive bays. One of them is for a floppy, which I actually just noticed now isn't installed. So I'll probably have to get one of those. I'm not going to do a whole lot with these just because I don't have a whole lot of time. Really, I'm just going to power them on and inspect them, see what they are, because like I said, I don't remember. I can tell you that is an ATI video card, just because they were the ones that used this red PCB. You can see it's socket 478 Pentium 4, so really not that good. But the one thing about these that really kind of caught my eye is there are no bad capacitors on this motherboard anywhere yet, but there aren't any, which I thought was rather strange. You know, usually Pentium 4 motherboards are bad cap central. One of these has a 2.8 gigahertz Pentium 4. The other one is a 3.06. But I don't remember which one's which. So I guess we're going to find out which one is which after I go ahead and install the power supplies. That'll be the first thing that I do. And a cheap computer such as this gets an equally as cheap power supply. I can do this without breaking something. These are probably good for about 250 watts, but maybe not much else. And even then, I wouldn't really trust them too much. Hopefully I've got screws. I really hope I have screws. I didn't actually think to check. Oh, I should have plenty of them, though. Provided they haven't all run off. Really, I only need one screw. I don't need a whole lot. Yeah, I'm going to be a total heathen and not install all the screws. So screw me. Anyway. I can at least get one screw in there. I should have enough screws, though. I had plenty of screws. Lots of screws. Yeah, there's lots of them. I just have to actually get to them because they're buried underneath a bunch of crap. Alright. So I should have enough of these that I can go ahead and install a power supply. That'll be the first thing that we do. And then I'll power it up, assuming that the power supply still works and the computer still works. Because the power supplies have been sitting around for a while. I haven't done a whole lot with them. But the computers have been sitting out, they've been sitting out for months in the cold and the heat and whatever else has been going on out there. Now they're cleaned. I did blow them out with the air compressor. So at least they have that going for them. But they're not much else. Well, I thought I had plenty of screws. Well, I should. I should have plenty. Should have screws for both of them. Maybe not so much for hard drives, but certainly for everything else. If it will actually let me put this screw in the case. What is going on here? Let's turn this around a bit so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. I think that screw might be messed up. Okay. Get the screwdriver. Oh, you can actually see it better now when I did that. Should have done it like that in the first place. And we'll crank this down. Probably shouldn't because I'm sure it's got a problem, but you only live once, so. And the stream is only going to be live once. I got to fill an hour with this. Probably won't end up filling the whole hour. But one of these, I'm going to be changing the motherboard in. And that could actually be really entertaining because I don't even know where the motherboard is. Smart guy would have got it before starting, but I forgot all about it until right now. So, yeah, that figures. Okay, I'm going to get enough screws to mount the other power supply and the other machine because it's the same deal. I pulled the power supplies out just to make them easier to transport. So, because they both had 2 hard drives, they both had floppy drives. It's not easy to transport a case like that, even one that's not exactly the best quality. But like I said, it's not totally tinfoil. Like, I can't bend this out of shape completely like I can with some of the cases I've worked with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, well, actually, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually plug it in. That might be a good idea. And I don't remember if this was the one that was the pain in the rear end to actually plug in, or if it was the other one. I think it was the other one. Yeah, this one looks like it's going to be relatively easy. Just like that. I don't know what RAM is in it. I probably knew that at some point. But I've slept since then. There's the P4. So there's our P4 power connector. Which I don't really like the idea of routing it around it like that. But what can you do? So, there. There's plenty of airflow. People can't complain about the airflow like they do all the time on my videos. You know what? Let's plug in the optical drive. Sure. Why not, eh? So those will go to the hard drive. It doesn't actually have 2 SATA connectors, this power supply, but I don't envision a use for them in something like this, because there's no SATA on this motherboard. So, I don't think these were the original power supplies to these cases. They might have been. I don't actually remember what was in these. I think one of them had a particularly nasty cheapo thing that I just pulled out and chucked straight into the bin. So we'll put the side panel back on. Thus, you will not be able to see anything. Yeah, those go to the front panel, so it's not really much in the way of front panel audio with this case, because it takes away your rear audio. It's just a way to, I guess it's just a way to redirect the ports. Quiet night tonight. Not a whole lot of chat posts. Something about an arcade game just look with audio wiring. I don't know what that means, unless you were talking about the RCA jacks on the back, or they're not RCA jacks, they're 3.5mm jacks. But yeah, those are pretty much nothing but audio redirectors. Okay, so thumb screws are in the case. Now, here comes the fun part. Let's get this somewhere. And I'm sure you won't be able to see that. So we'll get this out of the way. In fact, I'm going to move that somewhere where you will not be able to see it on stream, because that actually has a piece of paper on it that's got my address. So you can't have that. Alright. Yeah, this is awful. This is awful. You can't even see a damn thing. Okay, you know what? I wasn't going to do this because this thing is a piece of junk. Do I have enough? Probably not. No, probably not. I'm tempted, though. Just put it on top of the other tower and power it up that way. Just gives me a little bit more bench space. Let's try that first. Alright. So pull that down. And we'll see. Get this out of the way. Here's where the crap avalanche happens. Sometime right around now. Either a crap avalanche or I'll break something or something will happen. I'm going to move this off of the tripod just in case. It actually kind of makes it a little easier to wear. I hate tripods. Really, I do. Alright. So I want this, which is actually not wrapped around anything. I thought it was. But now I can actually bring it over to the machine itself and hook it up that way. Alright. So, this back on the tripod, where it will promptly fall off, I bet. Come down here. Yeah, it's gonna fall off the tripod. Sit. Stay. Please. I beg of you. Okay, this is being ridiculous. I freaking hate tripods. It really didn't help. Actually, that really didn't help at all. Plug in the VGA. I'm going to actually have to find a keyboard. I just realized that. I forgot the keyboard. What? I can't see what I'm doing. Alright. So plug that in. So now it's got VGA at least. My power cord has disappeared. I don't even know how that's possible, because I was just using the thing earlier to do some other testing. What is going on here? Alright. So I'm going to turn that, it is off. Alright, good. Plug it in. And I need a keyboard. I'm going to use a PS2 keyboard, just because that is the only keyboard that matters. So we'll get the Apple keyboard out of the way. I don't need that right now. I don't need this stupid Dell thing. No, I want the... Well, I could probably come up with a better keyboard than this, but it's my test keyboard. This crappy Microsoft unnatural thing. No mouse. I'm not going to run a utility that needs a mouse. I don't even know where my boot CD is at this particular point in time. Okay, I could probably find it. But I don't know if I care enough, really, to be honest. It's probably in this pile right here, actually. Yeah, look at that. It's right there. That's brilliant. Alright, I need to make a new one of those. That one is so hilariously out of date. So, are we ready for the 6-foot flames? Here we go. Powered itself on, I think. Forget the key. Did it power itself on? No. Unless the lights don't work, it didn't power on. Alright. We'll come back to the monitor. With the power switch, which is stuck. That's great. The delete key, I believe, is the one that I need. Yes. Delete to enter setup. And, oh, that's nice. Since you use a new CPU or reinstall your CPU, the system boots up at the CPU bus frequency of 66 MHz to make sure the system can enter setup menu. Now you can adjust the CPU speed as you wish. If the speed is adjusted too high, the system may hang. Please turn off the system and then restart to set the CPU speed. Okay, so this is the 2.8 gigahertz one. I've just confirmed that. It's got a gigabyte of memory in it. It's not too bad. Oops, this keyboard is a piece of junk. So, I don't know, do I see anything in there that's obvious? Does it really matter that much? Did I actually plug in the optical drive? Does it work? Oh, it sounds kind of grunty, but I think it works. PCI. It shouldn't really... Primary VGA BIOS is the PCI VGA card. No, that should be the leave it alone. Should be AGP, though. This has an AGP card in it. At least I think that's an AGP card. I don't think I'm telling you wrong by calling that AGP. Don't beep yourself. I/O device, not really much else. Chip configuration, I don't really care about that. Power options, let's go for the hardware monitor. Motherboard temperature 26, CPU 34. Not too shabby. Power supply voltages look okay. It's a little low on the plus 12, but whatever. Power control. I usually set that the previous state, but it's got no CMOS battery, so it's not going to keep that anyway. I think everything... What is this? APIC or PIC? Whatever. Exit, save changes. Yes. That was classy. Apparently the tray doesn't fully retract itself. Nice. I love that boot screen, I really do. That looks really neat. Floppy disk fail. Well, there's none plugged in, so... I'll go ahead and I'll put my boot CD in there where I'll probably never see it again. That's trying to boot it. And this is one of those really loud LG drives. Alright, CPU. Let's go for CPU info. Now, I don't know what on this actually works, because this disk has some bad spots. Press any key to start. Sure. So yeah, Pentium 4 2.8. It is, looks like 32 bits only. So that's a Northwood. Yeah, 512K, that's a Northwood. That's it. Does it even support hyperthreading? I don't know. I didn't see anything about hyperthreading. I'll have to look at that. Let's see. FPU, blah, 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 blah. I don't see anything about... It is SSE2 compatible, at least. I think Northwoods are SSE2. So, no, I don't think this is a... This isn't a Prescott, not an early one. So, reboot out of that. And the other thing I'm going to do with this is I'm going to go ahead and run a memory test and just check out the basic health. Oh, shut your ass. I don't care about that. That sounds like garbage. Really, it does. Okay, let's go into MemTest 86 Plus. We can see a little bit more. It doesn't even have 100 megabits a second, and something is definitely bad. Wow. It lasted a second. Alright, so clearly there's a problem here. I'm going to eject this disk. Look at that bad RAM. Isn't that great? I'm going to have to figure out which stick that is. Or maybe I'll just trash them all. I don't know. I think it's DDR. Yeah, it's DDR. Two 256s and a 512. Meh, not really worth a whole lot, to be honest with you. So we'll just turn that off. Unplug it. Unplug it. And then we'll get the next one up, take a look at. And this one is the one that's going to be getting a board swap. I'm going to find them. Actually, I'm going to find the motherboard right now. I don't remember exactly where it is. And this place is a flipping disaster. It's going to be on one of the boxes that's on the bottom of this stack. I can already guarantee you that because my life is a freaking comedy. Oh, watch me get my head taken off by motherboard boxes. Actually, you won't watch it. You'll get to hear it, though. Because you'll sure hear it. That was close. Wow, okay, that's going to fall. Why you do that? I don't get it. Sorry. I don't think it's in this box, is it? No, that's the... What the hell is this? What is this? Oh, that's the A8M2N-LA. That's an HP board. Still don't know what I'm going to do with that. Actually, next week, I do have a plan for next week. If you remember that compact Presario 5000, I still have it, but the motherboard has some definite issues with respect to not being a piece of junk, one, and the RAM slots. And there's the board. I don't have any RAM on it. Oh, doggone this thing. I thought I had RAM on that. And it's PC-133, so I can't just take the RAM off the other board and try and use it. So now I guess I gotta go find RAM for that. But we'll come to that when we come to it. Just gonna go ahead and put that there. Take this box, put it out of the way. I'll close this door so I don't have to deal with the heat. Because there's a lot of it coming from in there. Servers and stuff. Alright, so get this keyboard out of the way. And here comes the second of two towers. So this one is the one that's got the 3.06 gigahertz CPU. Hope I'm going to have enough time to do this board swap, given I don't have RAM. Unless I happen to have RAM sitting around somewhere. So let's lift this up. I think I'm going to have to go get the other tower back over here again. See? I told you so. No, I don't want to stop, you stupid thing. What a piece of junk. See? Look at this. Isn't that great? So yeah, I'm going to have to replace this. Okay, let's see if I can at least lock it in place. Then push on this. And maybe it will sit there now. As it happens, I can't edit this, so hopefully it didn't stop. No, it's still going. Okay. Alright. Take the thumb screws out of this. It's the same board as the other one. It's a slightly different board and a slightly different setup, but it's pretty much the same system. The case is slightly different. And as you can see, the board, I think, is also slightly different, but it's pretty much exactly the same. I actually have a CD audio cable in this one. And you can see the PC speaker over there. This one doesn't have an onboard speaker, which is odd because, like I said, it's the same motherboard. It is... Oh, it's the model. I forget already. P4V8X-X. Is that what the other one was? I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. But this isn't as nice of a case. You don't get as many hard drive bays. So, whatever, I guess. Now it's got the power supply, which is going to be another one of those lovely, high quality, absolutely trustworthy, would never blow up in your face ever power supplies. It's the same power supply, and I swear it feels lighter than the other one. So let's go ahead and install it, or not. I would like to install it, but I don't know. Can I do so? With one hand? Where'd I put the screws? There. Let's see if we could do this with one hand. Yeah, I'm going to have to get the other tower back over here. Okay, is it going to sit there? Are you going to sit there? You're going to behave? I would appreciate it if you did. It's a good thing that this is the one with the 3.06, because this is the one I don't want to actually have to unplug. Because doing so would be a real pain. Okay, so we'll put that screw in. We'll go get the other screws, and now is about when it will fall or break something, or the camera will break, or something will go wrong. Because, you know, Murphy's Law. If it can go wrong, it will. Is this even working? Yeah, alright. I just broke something. Whatever. It certainly sounded like something broke. Last screw. Which will not go into place. Why? 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 Yeah. Take that. You're screwed now, sucker. Okay. Definitely a quiet night tonight. We had a lot more active chat last week, when I basically did nothing. Of course, I've noticed a trend on this channel. When I talk about Macintosh equipment, I always get a whole lot of feedback and all of that. But when I talk about the PC stuff, nobody really gives a damn. And I don't know what I should attribute that to. If I should just only make videos of Macintoshes or what. Of course, that's not going to happen. Alright. See, my frame rate is starting to go all wonky. Yeah, this was the pain in the ass, if I remember right. How did this go into place? It went into place like this. Yeah, this is going to be a real bear to try and plug in. Because they put the stupid connector right on top of the heatsink. I don't know, this can't be the same board. Or maybe it's a different revision, I don't know. But all I could tell you is that it's a lot more annoying to work with than the first one. A lot more annoying. Alright. What is this? No. I don't know why people feel the need. You can hear me talking. I'm trying to do something. You don't need to come in here and bother me. Why is this not going into place? People really don't get it, do they? What was I doing? I don't remember now. Great. Brilliant. Alright. So I'll make an assumption about it then. We'll plug this in. I don't know why these cables are all tangled up like this. It's ridiculous. I'm starting to lose my patience. I think you can tell. Really starting to lose my patience. Something is going to get broken here in a minute. I can already tell. I can already tell that I am just in the mood to break something. I don't know what it's going to be. Hopefully it's not something expensive. Anyway, now I can put the side panel back on. I got to get the other tower over here. I screwed in all the screws, right? I hope I did. Okay. So, put this back into place. Put the thumb screws back in. Is an Intel Pentium D that good? No, I would not go out of my way to get one these days. In fact, NetBurst anything is really, really just crap. I mean, I'm probably going to get some hate mail for saying that, but really it is. Unless you've got some kind of a hard-on for the Pentium 4 and its architecture. You can get Core 2 Duo stuff for so cheap these days that it's really just not worth it. Most of the Pentium Ds, except for the later ones, won't even run Windows 10, if that's really your thing. For me, it's not, so I don't really care. But they're really not something I would consider to be worthwhile. I mean, a couple years ago, yeah, sure, but now that I've got pretty much an endless supply of Core 2 Duo stuff for free, what's the point? So, I don't even remember why I picked these up. Other than, just to keep something out of the landfill, give myself something to work on. And then I never did. I was going to show the front of the case, which as you can see is definitely different. That's a CD-ROM drive. That's kind of crappy. I thought that was a little better than that. That looks like something out of an Apple Macintosh, actually. I don't think it is. It might be. Although I thought the Apple ones didn't have the emergency eject hole. Anyway, you can see it's pretty much the same setup. It's just slightly different looks. It's supposed to be a multimedia computer system. Yeah, right. Maybe multimedia according to, like, 2002 standards. Anyway, let's put this down. If I can. Yes, I can. And we'll go ahead and shift this, which will then fall. You can be pretty guaranteed of that. Actually, no. I remember how I did this. That was why the camera was facing down. Why I had the tripod down is because of that. Alright. Although it's still not really sitting right. Now, VGA. This is power. The power is off, so I can't actually get away with plugging it in. So that's what we'll do. Go ahead and plug it in. And I don't know, what was I talking about? Something about NetBurst not being great. Especially these ones. These are socket 478 systems, which are really limited. It's only DDR memory, which is really slow. I mean, you get a Core 2 and you... Seriously? Is this a joke or something? This must be a joke. I have put the keyboard, or the computer towers, on top of the keyboard cable. That's going to be real fun to try and retrieve. Come on. Come on. It's not like a vacuum cleaner under here, and I don't know why. I haven't run that particular vacuum cleaner in here in a while. The blue one, the Kenmore. Alright. Are we ready once again for 6-foot flames? Oh, didn't blow up. Power it up. I hear a noisy fan. Very quiet beep. Yep, Pentium 4 3.06. This one has a serial ATA controller on it. Overclocking failed. Isn't that great? Always love that about Asus boards when whatever it is runs out. So what do we have? Pentium 4 3.06. It's actually a 3.066 because that little bit of extra speed actually matters. This one's got 2 gigs of RAM, so that's not bad, I guess. For Pentium 4, that's actually not bad at all. Jumper free. I don't really care about you. Oops. Wow. USB. I don't even really care about these settings, honestly. Yeah, I don't really care. 533 FSB. So this keyboard is just utter garbage. Hence why it's my test keyboard. PCI plug and play, who cares? Power. Hardware monitor. CPU is 36.5 degrees. Motherboard is 30. CPU fan is running slower than it was in the other. So I think that's actually the fan. That was, like that. I wouldn't get rid of a Pentium D system if I had one, because I do have a few of them. But I wouldn't go out of my way to get one. If you already have one, whatever, but... Like I said, I wouldn't go out of my way to buy one. We'll just put it that way. Because they're really not worth it anymore. If you can get one for free, if somebody's going to give you one. I mean, whatever. I wouldn't say no. Maybe that's just because I don't have the balls to say no. Um, oh crap! I wanted to put the CD in there. It's not going to boot to anything, I don't think. Well, the optical drive ejects. So we'll put our boot CD in there. And I don't think that CPU info will actually tell me. I'll try and boot. You like the keyboard. How the hell can anybody possibly like a Microsoft Natural keyboard? Is this up to... Okay. No, seriously, I don't understand how anybody can like these. These are crappy keyboards. Probably the worst keyboards ever. Alright. So let's see if CPU info will tell me if it's hyper-threaded or not. 533 FSB, I believe it's still a Northwood. Yeah, it's still a Northwood. Um, if okay, I don't think this optical drive actually really works, but if I were to have a Pentium D system, like if I were to go out of my way to get something with the NetBurst architecture, it'd be a Pentium D. They're really not too bad. Oh wow, look at this. Where did it go? 3066.594. That's very oddly specific. This unnatural, stupid thing is my test keyboard. I don't see anywhere in here that would tell me... Oh, it is hyper-threaded. Yeah, it does actually say it. So yeah, it's a hyper-threaded CPU, which is decent, I guess. Better than the other one. So that other one, I'm going to replace the board in here in a second. Right, I have the time. I got about 20 minutes. Can I replace the motherboard in 20 minutes? Challenge accepted. Yeah, it's still in the Northwood, though. SSE 2, 32-bit. So, fairly limited. I only use it as a test, because I hate the thing. So, I mean, I got a Model M. I do have a Model M, but it's an AT bus Model M. And I don't think I do. I might have an adapter somewhere. Although I think that adapter is actually PS2 to AT bus, which is fairly useless. I don't know why you'd ever use something like that. Although I don't think I can say that, because I think, if I'm remembering everything right, my Pentium 120 system that I used as a main machine back in the early 2000s, I did actually do that, because it had it had the 5-pin DIN connection on it, and all I had were PS2 keyboards, so... I mean, I guess there's that, but... Yeah, this CD-ROM drive is garbage. I'm telling you what. So let's see if this thing instantly fails. Not instant. It managed to last 2 seconds at least. Remove the tower, does it mess up? AT keyboard secondhand costs way too much money. I will not disagree with that. I've been looking for an XT compatible one and haven't found one. Actually, I did find one, but it doesn't even work. So that's a shame. I had one, but then I had to take it into work. So maybe I should try and get that keyboard back. Well, I think the RAM is at least marginally good on this one. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out that optical drive, power down the computer, and then I'll be back. Hopefully in a jiffy with some RAM. I don't know what RAM it's going to be. I'm just going to grab some random PC-133, and we'll try this board swap, see if I can get it done in about 20 minutes. All right. 3 sticks. 4 sticks. PC 133, man. Okay. Turn this off. Unplug it. I'm going to put the cables somewhere where I can actually see them. This time. I'll get this keyboard out of the way. Which seems to be the subject of the chat. Very interesting. It's the first time I think I've ever heard a Microsoft Natural keyboard generating conversation, other than people saying that they're utter garbage. I might not disagree with them. Okay, I kid. I totally disagree with them. It's the biggest piece of junk ever to exist. Except maybe some of those membrane keyboards they had on the really early machines. Those are terrible too. But anyway, so this stupid thing, bring that up here, and I'll pull the side panel off. Something's gonna go wrong, I bet. Can I change a motherboard in 18 minutes? We'll say 15 minutes. Can I change a board in 15 minutes? Challenge accepted. Let's see if we can change a motherboard in 15 minutes. Alright. So what I need to do is I need to find my screwdriver. And I need to pull out this right here. Now, I need to know, does the other motherboard, which I've now managed to lose, have an AGP slot on it? I think it does. Yes, it does. So I can reuse this AGP card, so I don't have to panic and go find a PCI video card. I don't even know if I've got one sitting around somewhere. So we'll take out this thing here. So try and not have the screwdriver by the farm. That might be useful. I'll try and unplug this. I hate these locks. This style of lock, whoever came up with this design was seriously on crack when they did it. This was awful. Seriously, that's the worst lock design ever. Because I can't even get this out. There we go. Probably just broke the card. Which has a bad capacitor on it. That's brilliant. RV6D. I don't even know what it is. I was going to check that out. I forgot to do it. Oh well. Alright. So we'll pull this out. Do I have an I/O shield for this motherboard? I don't think so, eh? No. I've got another one at work, so it's not really a big deal. I can just go trash that system and take the I/O shield off of it. Because that's probably where it's going to go anyway. Which reminds me, the system exploration videos that I really probably should be doing, those might come back here in a little bit, just because I don't want them really sitting on my hard drive taking up space anymore. I've got a lot more of them. I think there was something like 17 different explorations, although one of them included these two systems here. So obviously I won't be uploading that unless I decide for whatever reason that it's actually worth it. So I'm going to go ahead and just, okay, before I pull out all these screws, I'm going to pull out all these cables. Usually I pull out the power supply too. I'm not going to bother, just to save myself some time. And oh Jesus, that is one of these separate pin housings. I'm not even going to plug the USB back in. Wow. Okay, that's pretty terrible. Wow, that actually is really bad. But I'm going to pull out this cabling. I didn't even realize it beforehand, but this one also looks like it's got, pull out all these cables. Just limits the amount of mess that I've got sitting around. Floppy cable. Are there any other cables other than this one that I need to pull out? Can I pull this one out? These are notoriously difficult to do. I just pulled the connectors straight off the board. Oh, wow. So I bet that's never going to work again. Can I put it back? No, it's not really going to matter. Because it's not like it ripped the pins out of the board or anything. So, minor annoyance. Shove these cables in over there where they won't be in my way. Or where they will be in my way. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. And I gotta find my screwdriver, which I have lost again. It's on top of the computer. I'm blind. Trying to do this fast. Probably not a good idea to rush it. Great way to mess something up. I don't even know if this other board works. I've never tested it. I don't know. I might be kind of surprised if it does. But it's got a CPU on it. So I figure at the very least, the CPU might be worth something. If the CPU works. Because it might not. Pulling the SATA connector off of motherboards happens to me. It's happened to me several times. And I tell you what, it is not fun. I don't know if I ever uploaded the video, but there was a video in which I was installing or setting up a server. And I actually, at some point, I don't know if I did it, or if it just came to me like that and I never noticed it. But the SATA connector was missing from the drive. Somebody had pulled it out. You know, kind of hard to plug a connector into nothing, right? Yeah. Just a little. Think center with a Pentium 4 HT. The things to watch about the Pentium 4 are numerous. The most important one, of course, is bad caps, because they have them in spades. Now, watch this board fall out and break a whole bunch of stuff on its way out. It's a lot easier to install a board when the case is flat, but I don't know if I can actually do that here. So, in addition to my 15-minute speed run, which I think I might actually be able to do, I'm going to try and install this board while the case is right side up. Come on, give me that screw. Alright, that's sitting in there pretty snug. Did I miss something? I don't think I missed anything. Wow. No, I don't think I missed anything. Did I miss a screw? I missed a screw. It's got 4 screws in it. Huh, that's odd. Which means I'm going to have to redo a screw arrangement, I think. Now it'll probably fall. Now is when it'll probably fall. Well, it would fall if it had that. Alright. CPU fan would probably absorb the impact. Yeah, it'd break. And it's a pain in the ass to find coolers for socket 478 CPUs. Alright, so we'll get that out of the way. I'll find the new board. And I'll try. I'll have a look-see here at the standoff placement. So if I see this right, this standoff right here needs to go. So where are my pliers? I was using them earlier to try and fix a Digital 8 camcorder. That will not be getting a video, by the way. I still have it. It's sitting on the floor somewhere. That's a sad story. Picked that up on eBay. Was all excited. Digital 8 camera. For very cheap, too. It was only like 40 bucks. Usually they're well over 100. Well, it turns out it's so cheap because it didn't friggin' work. Somebody had busted the tape basket. And, well, let's just say that the whole thing basically fell out of it when I managed to finally open up the side door. So, that was a little irritating. Oh yeah, one thing that I need to do first. Pull that I/O shield out. I don't know if this motherboard would have even had an I/O shield. Probably did. But I don't know. It looks kind of small for an I/O shield. No, it would have. Alright. But here it is. Yeah, I'm upgrading a Pentium 4 with a Pentium 3. That is exactly what I'm doing. At least I think that's a Pentium 3. It might be AMD, actually. It's a Cooler Master fan. So I can't actually tell what it is. I'm going to have to get the screws, put them in place. It actually uses fine thread screws for the standoffs, which is a little annoying. And you got to be careful when you're doing this. You could end up scratching the hell out of your motherboard. I'm only going to put it in there loosely. I always do that. I always don't tighten the screws down until the very end. But Oh, I did get it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, see what I mean? You could stab the hell out of your motherboard, too, if you do things like that. Now it's just plain hard to get. This is an Asus P3B-F. At least I think that's a B. That might be an 8. No, I think it's a B. Alright. So we got a P3B-F. Quite the motherboard name. Alright. Nope, that's a totally different screw. Probably came out of the standoffs, but I'm not going to reuse it. Because I like my screws to match. Because I'm weird like that. I think I could probably tighten it down now. If it'll actually tighten. Here we go. It only reaches just far enough to stretch to the second set of standoffs, if it won't actually even screw in. Sometimes, I tell you, it really makes me angry. Some of the things that computer components do. Alright. You will go into place, and you will like it. Just watch me. Okay. Oh boy. Alright. So I don't know why that didn't go into place. Oh great, I'm gonna have to look up the front panel layout on this because I don't think it's marked. Okay, it is marked. I can't really see it, but it's marked. Just replace the fan. You can't replace the fans on those 478 coolers. You have to replace the whole cooler. Because in order to replace the fan, you have to pull the heatsink off. And at that point, you might as well just replace the whole cooler. Because the cooler, the Socket 478 cooler, is, well, it's bollocks to not say the least about it. It's a real piece of junk. I cannot believe Intel got away with it. In fact, the only thing that I think is worse than a stock Intel 478 cooler are the push pin ones that they came up with afterwards. So, now I just gotta put all the screws in, even though I'm going to be pulling it out again anyway when I go to install an I/O shield. And this board probably doesn't even work anyway. Okay, so now I gotta do the incredibly fun thing of figuring out what pins go where and for what. I mean, I got a little PC speaker. That might actually be useful. So where's the speaker connection? I cannot see what I'm doing. Alright, I know a way to fix that. A very easy way to fix that. I have this little light, which is magnetic. And the fact that it's not really sticking to this case probably tells you all that you need to know about the case itself. Okay, here we go. Now I probably won't get it back off again. But I can see what I'm doing, mostly. Okay, speaker. I'm going to make an assumption here that these 4 connections are probably for the speaker, and that I'm hooking it up right. Alright. Message LED, reset switch goes underneath that. Power LED. What on earth is going on with this case? Hard drive LED, MB, motherboard switch, and reset switch. Okay, this is power switch. I think that's the only one I'm going to care about. Key lock. Uh-oh. Oh no, that's not good. Okay, I'm going to have to look up the pinout on that motherboard. Hopefully I actually can. The information is available. P3B-F. Alright, it'll enable me to take a sip of drink, which would be nice. I know a little bit more about the motherboard now. It is it bases itself on an Intel 440 chipset, 440BX. So, I guess there's one thing. System memory, motherboard, layout, page 14. Okay, now let's see. Panel. Panel. page 36. I love that, how they make you do that. That's really annoying. Okay. What? It told me to go to page 36, and yet it's not on page 36. Oh, wow. Genius. Okay. Alright, so the reset switch is immediately underneath the... Yeah, and I'll plug in all the connectors. What time is it? 56. I got 4 minutes to do this. Alright, let's make it quick. See if I can. No, I don't think I can, but I'll get close at least. I'll get close. So let's see. Hard drive LED, reset switch. Reset switch goes immediately underneath the switch there. The power switch goes beside that. I don't think I'm going to bother with any of the other connectors right now because this case is a lovely case and has decided to make them all separate pins. So, especially the power LED. No, I don't think I need a power LED to know that the system's powered on at this particular juncture in time. I just want the power switch. So that would be what? Motherboard switch? Yes. And that goes immediately adjacent, but not quite. Is it 1 pin or 2 pins? Between it, 1 pin between it and the... let me pull that off real quick. Just so, again, I can see what I'm doing. Even though I can't see what I'm doing, really. Alright. Like I said. Power switch. Or the speaker. Plug in speaker. And then I'll grab the video card, which I have managed to lose. There's the video card. Alright. I don't need this light anymore, so I can take it away. There is no lock on that. So there's one thing, I guess. And now I gotta install the RAM. I have 2 minutes. Dave, if you're listening, go ahead and start anyway, because... Okay. Let's see if I can install this memory. It'd be nice if the case quit moving. I'm just going to install it all. I don't even know what it is. So let's just install all of them. And if the system works, we'll get to find out just what RAM it really is. This motherboard came out of a junk pile. It was just the board just sitting there, which is usually a bad sign. So I don't know why I'm wasting my time, to be brutally honest about it. But hey, it makes good video, I guess, right? Right? Am I right? Or am I really wrong? I don't know. I'm having difficulty trying to get this. It's always the last one, you know? What on earth is going on with you? Get in the slot. Doggone this thing. Okay. Is there something wrong? There must be something wrong. Okay. Into the slot with you. Does it actually fit? There we go. There. Alright. RAM is installed. My phone is about to die. I had it plugged in and then it went ahead and unplugged itself. Let's see. Plug it in, plug it in. Alright. And then have everything break. Okay, get the old board out of the way. Get the old board out of the way. Will it actually even fit in this box? Not really. Wow. Alright, so we'll get that out of the way. We'll get this back here. Oh, I gotta plug in all the power connections. Wow, what a mess. What a mess. What a mess. I don't have enough space with which to work here. I'm going to try and not put this on top of a connection this time. There, put it down. I still need to plug in all the other connectors. I'm not going to bother plugging in the IDE stuff or anything else. I'll do that later. Alright. Power supply. You're going to be a pain in the butt. I bet. So let's see. Did I make it? No. Damn. I don't need P4, because this is not a Pentium 4. So no P4 power connector required. But now, I think we're ready to go. All I need to do is to power it up and see if it will actually work. So I'll take this and put it down. I will plug it in. Probably have the video card fall out. I can't actually reach these connections. It's one of the downsides of being kind of short. Right off. And I need the keyboard, which I have discarded. There's the case thing. Alright, I need the keyboard. So we almost managed to change a motherboard in 15 minutes. Almost. Not quite. But, hey, at least we got kind of close. For a second, I thought it only had USB ports, and I was going to say, really? USB only on a Pentium 3 board? Claims low battery. Well, I don't believe that. Because it's plugged in, so you can eat me for all I care. Here we go! Does it work? Where's the power switch? Right there, the fan is junk. Yeah, that fan does not work. But we did get a beep. Pentium 3, 600. 622 megabytes of memory. Actually, less than that. Delete to enter setup. Alright. 608 megabytes of memory. Wow, that's an odd effect. That's hilarious. Alright, so the CMOS battery is dead. What does it have on it? Is it just a 2025? I see an award by us. That's not too bad. And the fan on this heatsink is junk. Fortunately, I think I've got a replacement. I don't even see a clock battery at all. I don't know how that's possible. I'll have to go look at the... Oh, there it is. It's underneath the AGP slot. Yeah, it's a 2032. Okay. So it looks like it actually works. Excellent. I didn't manage to kill it. Let's see what the hardware monitor has to say. CPU temperature 81 degrees. Wow. Do I believe that? Yeah, I'd believe that. That heatsink is hot. Alright, so it definitely needs the fan. We have minus 12 and minus 5. Everything there seems to be okay. And I think I'm going to shut the computer off so as to not damage that, that fan. Or that CPU. So, there you go. That's all you need to know. 2-system Pentium 4 exploration. Replace the motherboard in one. Thank you for tuning in. If you watched the video, later, thank you for watching, I guess. If you made it this far through it, it's about an hour and 4 minutes. I haven't been paying attention to the chat. I'm sorry for that, but there's one thing. So, that is all. That is all I have for you.